What do you guys think of this cute haircut I got last week for the fall? It's a Diva Cut inspired haircut. I took 2.5 inches off, which is really like 4.5 inches when you have curly hair, because every time you cut an inch, it's doubled because curls spring up. But I'm loving all the body. Definitely a time in fall to start using my air diffuser too. In the summer it's so hot I just let it air dry, but come fall and winter I will diffuse on the days that I wash my hair. I only wash my hair probably 1 to 2 times a week. And if you guys are interested in seeing my curly hair routine and how I get it curly without frizz, let me know. But we're gonna get into this video and we're gonna get ready for fall together.
All right, beautiful souls. So the most wonderful thing about fall is tasting it. So here I'm making my favorite fall drink. It is Golden Seal milk, and it's with coconut milk. As you see, a half a teaspoon of turmeric, a half a teaspoon of loose cinnamon, and a half a teaspoon of ginger sweetened with stevia, and I add a few black peppercorns to it to help fight against inflammation, and it actually really is appetite suppressing and satisfying. It tends to really cure my sweet tooth, and for the fall it's important that we watch our sugars so we don't gain any unwanted lbs. So when spring comes, it's not so hard to lose the weight. So this is my fall favorite, and I wanted to taste it before I got started in this video with you.
All right, beautiful souls, so here is my first fall outfit. How cute is this? So we got booty boots, high-waisted pants from Charlotte Russe, not leggings because pants are more professional, a little bit more approachable unless you're a yoga or fitness instructor. A nice, still cute, athletic crop top, but black. And then just to add a contrast, we have a white cardigan, and then a cute little headdress that I found that I love. And it's really fall inspired because there's rose gold, gold, silver, and black, just to kind of pop and add some color. I'm loving this outfit, so let's get ready and do the makeup to go with this outfit.
So without further ado, taking off this little flower band, and we're starting off with Morphe foundation. I tend not to wear a lot of foundation whatsoever, but I love it when I'm just wanting that extra pizzazz, sexiness, more coverage, and this Morphe foundation is something new that I've added to my makeup routine. We're going to place it on with a large beauty blender, and I moisturize the beauty blender with the rose water by Mario Radusky, I think is how you say the last name, but it's like from Ulta. And we just dot it around and we start blending it right on in. And now that that is all blended, we are going to prepare the eyes for eyeshadow. And we're going to use IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer with our mini beauty blenders. Spraying the beauty blender to make it moist, and then putting on the concealer and going to dab that in the same way that I dabbed in my foundation. I just wanna free my mind. I'm so tired of owing money to people all the damn time. I just wanna be happy. Alright, and while we got the mini beauty blenders out, we might as well contour. I ordered this RMCA concealer palette, and you can make it into foundation too if you order the oil. However, my skin is pretty combination, so I'm just going to spray my Beauty Blender one more time with the rose water. And those are all the colors that you need to correct. We are going to be using the second color up on the last row. I like to tuck my hair behind my ear so I could expose my cheekbones and my hairline. And I'm grabbing the Beauty Blender and dabbing a little bit of that second to the last color, spraying with a little rose water to help with it blending, and going to place it right on my cheek line. This creates a more elevated, noticeable cheek line, enhancing your cheekbones. And then I take that and sometimes add some more color depending how much is on my Beauty Blender all around my hairline to create some depth. See that? It's already creating some depth on my cheekbone. Spraying again and adding a little bit more color to do along my hairline, and that's the tone that I ended up using. The Beauty Blender, I'm just dabbing and that already creates it to blend, so it's really dummy proof. And taking a quick break to drink some of my Golden Seal milk. I got some essential oils running in the background, some sandalwood and rosemary, just anything to do some self-nurturing type of vibes in your home, guys, and getting ready with me. We're going to set this foundation and the contouring with this translucent, almost translucent, kind of like banana powder in this Tarte palette I got a few years ago. It's the only powder I had available. Any kind of powder will work, even if it's translucent, but this is what I had available. I make sure to set it really good under my eyes to prevent any creasing, and that is all done. And now we are getting ready to follow this Milani eyeshadow palette I got. We're going to use all the colors, and the steps are on the back how to create this look. So the first brush I am going to use is going to be a blending brush, and that's the little brush that kind of looks like a witch's broom. And then I'm reading the back to follow the directions, and it's asking for us to use the second to the darkest color along the crease of the eye. The crease of the eye, which will be that color, is right where you feel the socket of your eye bone end and your eyeball begin. That is your crease, and that's where we'll be placing the second to the darkest color. Oh, I forgot about these e.l.f. cool little fabric stickers that you use to create your line for your eyeshadow, and you just want to make sure that you set them right where your eye ends across your temple, and this helps also catch the excess and preventing you from looking dark underneath your eyes from the darker colors that you'll be using. And then you want to just make sure to look for symmetry and making sure not one's higher than the other, and if there is, then just make your adjustment. And now we could place our eyeshadow. And I'm just making small little circles and kind of going back and forth at the same time, following that crease in my natural eye. And it's the deepest part that kind of sinks in to the eye socket. That is done. And then we are going to take our placer brush, and it's kind of like a flat brush. It picks up a lot of color. And then we're using that burnt orange to place along the lid, and we're tapping it in. This is done with a tapping technique, and that helps with the really high concentrate pickup of the color, because this is going to be where the majority of our color is. And you just tap that on in, and I'm making sure I'm following the directions on the back. Now we're going to go with the lightest color. It's kind of like a highlighter that's in that eyeshadow, and I'm using the same kind of brush. I just grabbed a clean one and putting it along the brow bone, right underneath my eyebrow, all the way to the fabric sticker that I have on my temples. And I'm just going back and forth motion with this because we're just placing it. And that's why it's so important to use a primer or a concealer to help really soak up and get the high pigmented look on your eyeshadow. And now we're going with the second lightest color in the palette, and it's wanting me, and this little brush that the palette actually came with, which is everything you need. There's a placer and there's a blender on it. And for a clean brush, you could just use the other side of a brush, or you could just blow it and make sure you take off the excess. Now it's asking us to place the darkest color right into your crease cut, I'm sorry. And that's just a little bit where we put our crease, but not as much. You want to just follow it a little less on the length. And then I got my blender brush and I'm blending those two colors. So we're blending the darkest color and the second darkest color together with the highlighter up at my brow bone. And then it wants me to get the highlighter again and place it into the inner corners of my eye. And I got a little pointed brush. It kind of points and meets at the middle, and it places and perfectly in position into the inner corners of our eyes. And the most satisfying part about eyeshadow is being able to take off our sticky little fabric pieces. And as you see, it creates a nice crisp line for you. That is gorgeous. Love it. Came out really nice. And now we're going to prepare to put on our false lashes. These are just what I had. They're pretty gaudy. I usually have eyelash extensions on, but right now I don't have any, so we're going to use this brand. I don't know what brand they are, and we're going to use the Kiss adhesive. The secret with putting on lashes is to actually coat your lash, your initial lash, with the adhesive and let it sit and wait for about 30 seconds before you put it on your eye. So we're coating it with a good generous amount of lash adhesive. Let that dry, and while it dries, we are going to do a fine little line with a angled brush of our Maybelline Pot eyeliner just along the lash line. This will help blend the artificial lashes with my natural lashes. I really love the Maybelline Pot eyeliner. It's like a cream. And we're just going to place a nice little thin line. Just using a eyeshadow compact for a mirror. And I like to hold tension on the side of my face while I do this, and this helps create my line to be nice and evenly spread throughout the lid. I don't go for a wing at all. I just end at the last lash and start at the very first lash. Create that depth there at the lash line, and the very same thing on the other side. And now my lashes are ready to go, and they are tacky, so we're going to go ahead and place them onto the lid. There we go. All right, we'll let those dry, and now we are going to touch up my eyebrows. Gel from Target, and it has like a little brush on the end of it, so I'm going to comb my brows with the brow gel. into the direction of the growth of the hair and gets all the hairs to lay down, going into the direction that you want them to. So that already helped a lot with the shape. And then I love Lorac palettes. I got a Lorac Pro palette, and we're going to use the color in this palette that is called Espresso. It's the second to the last on the upper row, with a angled brush like the brush we used for the eyeliner, but a clean brush because this is going to be espresso, not black. I just am using this mirror to make sure my lashes are dry before I go on to my brows. And the secret with eyebrows is that you grab the most amount of the color initially when you go to first initially dip your brush in. So you want to start with the shadowing in of the brow at the tail end instead of at the center. Alright, that looks great. And now for the lip, we're going to use this Glow Minerals lipstick that's super old, but I love the color. I try to get as close to the pants that I'm wearing. So we're going with like a Merlot vibe, and it's really glossy, high sheen lip. And here is my overall look for my first day of fall 2019. My booties, my high-waisted Merlot pants, my white cardigan, my black athletic crop top, and most importantly, my little flower band around my hair is what I loved. The complete whole look by your girl, Marianne Lee.
Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. It was so fun doing this video. I hope you all have a beautiful, abundant, prosperous fall, and remember to do some inner reflection work, meditate, journal what you want to manifest and see fall bring to you. It's actually a great time right now to make New Year's resolutions too, so align with what you want to see come for 2020, and the universe will give you what you ask.